Yo guys, I'm Dunmere. I'm a rank 1 peak Supervive player and I have almost 1,000 hours played in the game already. In this video I'm going to give you guys a complete build guide for Ghost and talk about what I think the best powers are, the best equipment, and what the best level up order is, including which ability you should put to level 3. I'm going to go through and give you guys all my takes on everything and explain what's good, what's not good about everything. Starting off, we're going to jump right into the items. So unfortunately, Ghost really has a single build that he can run. If you want to like just not play this, you can. But the absolute best build for him is Amplifier Mindblade Meditation. For those of you who don't know, Amplifier gives you a 5% cooldown reduction for every time you use an ability consecutively. So, for example, with Ghost Laser, every time you pop it, it's 5% extra cooldown reduction on that cooldown. So Amplifier starts off with a base 22% cooldown reduction, and you use that, and then you get 5% up to 10 times stacking. So you get your 22% plus 50% if you have it full stacked. That means every time you use this Amplifier, every time you're using Laser, it is on a 72% automatic cooldown reduction. Just from pressing the button, right? However, Amplifier does mean that you can't use your other abilities because it cancels that, right? So the second you use another ability, it automatically takes away that cooldown reduction from the other ability and starts it on the new one. So it starts back from level 1, right? Stack 1. But the thing about Assault / Ghost is that, sorry, I'm getting stuck on the old name. Ghost is able to just spam through walls at very large range with the laser. It's just insane, right? You can sit there. Whenever you see enemies, you just sit there and you spam until they're all dead. And they just die, and you just click on them. And Amplifier enables that. On top of the fact that Laser already has cooldown reduction at level 3 if you leveled up to level 3, which, spoiler, we're going to be doing that. And so to complement this, Mindblade gives you a bunch of extra mana, right? Because now we're running into mana issues on the character. And so having Mindblade gives you an extra 10 mana per times that you hit somebody with an ability, an enemy, up to 10 times. So you get 100 max mana, potentially. And it also restores, I believe, 20 mana per time you hit someone with your ability. It's a little bit of a confusing, like, cool tip they wrote, but basically you're getting extra mana refunded when you hit people anyway, on top of getting that, like, permanent max mana. So put that on, top on the meditation, and you're able to sit there and spam like forever. You no longer have any mana problems, which you totally would normally because it's a very mana intensive character. And you don't have those problems, and you just giga spam people forever, right? Yeah, and you can even do it with the nade too if you want to like swap over mid fight to doing the, like, you know, earlier-ish in the fight you want to start like looking for the nade instead. That's an option, but just lasering the crap out of people is great. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. Alternatively, which there is an alternative, so that's why there's nothing in the orange category for the dash between best tier and niche tier. But if you really wanted to play something else, you could swap the Mind Blade out for a Rampage to get some extra damage in. If you're finding yourself like not running out of mana like at all, then you could do that. That's going to give you a little bit of extra damage with your primary when you stacked it up to 10. You hit people 10 times with abilities, or sorry, you've used like each time you use an ability, it gives you a stack, and then each time you hit someone with like a primary fire, you get a stack. And when you get 10 stacks, you get 50 extra AP, which is like a 1/7 of what you can get with 2 damage items. So it's helpful, but you know, Mindblade. And then Turbo Booster is another option instead of the Mindblade instead of the Amplifier if you just hate Amplifier, or whatever. That gives you a little bit of a movement speed dash or boost when you dash. That could be fun, but really, honestly, Power User, Grace, Overdrive, Interweaver, Chain Jump, all these things, like, you could use them, but they're just nowhere near as good. It's just that simple, really. There really isn't like much build diversity on this character because they've just made this like it's like they made this build with Ghost in mind, and they've made these items and they're like, these are Ghost's items, and then everyone gets to use them, but whatever. Alright, so getting into the level up order, I recommend going dash first on basically every character. You can clear a mob pack faster if you go one of the other options like laser or the nade, and that does, you know, instantly get you your dash. But the problem is that if you do that and then you mess it up, or you're just unprepared, or you don't drop on top of a mob pack and then enemies show up and you have not your dash, your ability to fight is just severely lowered. And your ability to escape and res your team if you need to is also severely lowered. So I recommend doing dash, not getting into something that might cause you to pick the wrong one. Anyway, from this, dash into nade is the best strategy. Nade's pretty important for early fighting, especially before you have amplifier. And you know, you kind of need to stop using your nade as much. But from there, laser at level 3. And from here, we're going to default into stacking up our laser. If you feel like you're not getting enough, like you're getting caught out with your dash and you're not able to do that properly, then maybe you could go dash here instead. But I would recommend defaulting towards doing laser here for 4. For 5, because at 4, it gives you 40% damage cooldown on the laser, or 40% increased damage, and it gives you a -3 second cooldown. So you're starting to get into your ability to just spam it at people and just chunk them for a bunch of damage before the fight's even started. Right. So for level 5, of course, you're always going to go for your ultimate. It's a good power. Do it. And you can only get it at level 5. So, or first time you can get it at level 5. For 6, this is kind of where I would alter my judgment depending on the situation. For the average player, for someone just playing the game for fun, and if you know, for just the ability to be flexible in game, I would recommend going dash level 6, just for the 3-second cooldown reduction. But if you're running amplifier and you're really amplifying it up and you have it in game at the time, I would definitely go for the arcane railgun. Because, you know, now you're getting 20% cooldown reduction per target hit with it. So this is where you start getting to the point where you can literally just sit there and just spam perma. And you should be able to get a 100% cooldown reduction hitting an enemy with it. With like with it amplified up to max, and then the extra 20% cooldown per target hit. Hitting one target might put it at like a 0.8 second cooldown or something like that, but hitting 2 will definitely make it like immediately available again. So you just stand still, you get your mana up with your meditation boots and your mind blade, and you just sit there and you just spam people forever. From there, the changes for spike grenade would be a -2 second cooldown, and then the napalm, the ultimate, would be plus 20% damage and a -10 second cooldown. I think having a 2-second cooldown is a much better value on the spike grenade, so I do that one first. For ultimates, having a timer reduction on the ultimate isn't really that valuable to me, because the cooldowns tend to be so long that, like, if you're fighting with people, like you're fighting a team, you're not going to get it twice, almost certainly. And if enemies pull up on you, like a third team pulls up on you in the middle of the fight, you're not going to get, like, it's not going to be like they're going to pull up on you, you're going to have like 25-second cooldown on the left, right? Knocking that down by 10 seconds doesn't change the fact that they're like this large period of time where they can just crap on you where you don't have your ultimate, right? And instead, you should just prioritize killing the whole enemy team, so that the first enemy team, so you can get your resets on your ultimate. All right, so jumping right into the powers for Ghost. So this tier list I put together here is kind of my take on what how this should be thought of in terms of a battle royale, where you can't guarantee where you're going to get these powers, and they're random. Basically, all these powers are usable or good or amazing for Ghost, but you should kind of keep in mind that it's okay to pick up these powers towards the bottom of the tier list when you see them, and then replace them with the better ones as you find them, right? So that's basically what you're looking to do. Though of course, don't keep two powers that do the exact same concept, or one that does it and then one that does it better, just because it's rated higher on my tier list. Keep a power that's not as good if it gives you an extra option, right? Does something different. So jumping into it, Ghost has 2 things that he wants to do with these powers. The first one is keep himself sustained, like lock down an area, or survive longer. And then the other one is just be able to help himself amplify even higher, and just be able to see people through walls and just burn the crap out of them, right? That's what you're looking to do. So the sustain based ones are going to be something at the lowest levels, like the laser, which is the middle of the usable ones, and then the health packs, which is to the left of it. Those are going to give you a little bit more HP, or the laser can help like lock down the side of like an angle and make people have a little bit harder time getting into you, right? Or set them up for you throwing like a nade as they try and cross it and knocking them into the laser, right? That or the sand wall, buying you a little bit of time, because powers do not reset your amplifier. They don't affect it. So, you know, you can go ahead and use these while you're doing that. And in the same way, you're looking at other things like the chunker cannon does the same thing as lasers. So the fourth in the strong, and then the second in the strong, and then the first one, anti-mobility field and air blast. Those are going to keep people off of you. They're going to help you, like the anti-mobility field will let you like lock down a side that you want to not have to worry about, or to stop people from pushing into you without stunning themselves. Bungee does the same thing, but it's really good at it, because you can just put it on like a wall, a corner, like you said. It lasts for a really long time. It finishes with like a 5-second cooldown until you can use it again. And it stops people from like being able to guarantee they could just cross through that. Like certain high grounds you can lock down entirely. Someone like at the edge of the map, if the like map geometry is correct, you can stop people from being able to like get through that like at all. And you can even use it to just try and pull people in to kill them, right? There's a lot of really cool things you can do with it. And then frog jump, the exotic on the top left, that power is going to let you to have a free escape button whenever you want. So it's really strong. In terms of the like powers that let you just see people through walls and stuff like that, the Raven Spy in the bottom right, the one looks like a bird, like a bat for some reason. That one, pop it on trees, especially if you combo with this tree prison in the middle of strong. That's gonna let you see through walls wherever you toss that. So if you toss the Raven Spy on a tree, it's gonna give you true vision, let you see it through that. You're gonna be able to sit there and just laser the crap out of people like nonstop. It's pretty busted. However, that is not as good as, you know, for the vision as this delicate eye thing above, in between the bungee and the grapple and the orange dash category. That gives you the ability to see people through walls when you scope down, when you're at full HP. So you can literally just sit there and just see people all you want and spam them nonstop from completely out of their vision. That's busted. Though something I forgot to mention about the tree prison is that it is, you know, toss a little set of trees around enemies, and you put them in this little circle. That's pretty perfect for not only for the laser spam, but also for Ghost Ultimate landing inside that. So that's a really strong power. He's one of the best characters to use it on. And in addition to that, there's a couple other, like another optional method you could use Ghost, and this is probably better if you're not going for the long range spam stuff, but the Brushwhacker, the yellow bar, the one to the far right side of Dash, the second one, the one that's like a brown face, field looking thing, free guy, that one, and then the far right of Strong. Those invisibility based items are really useful for setting up Ghost pulling up and then throwing a nade onto something and stunning people into walls. You can kill a whole team that way. It's really powerful, and having the ability to be invisible and pulling up on people is really valuable, especially if you're running like a mana based item. That'll help counteract the mana drain that the invisibility cloak puts into the game, so on your character. And then something I also forgot to mention is that Kaiju Heart is really valuable for Ghost. The exotic item to the top. I actually think it's called Kaiju Scale now. They changed its name. They changed it like 3 times because they're trolling us, but that power will let you just knock anybody off of you and just buy you even more time to sit there and spam them with whatever you want. Laser them, nade them, ult them, whatever. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions or have anything to say, go ahead and throw them into the comments below, or come follow me on my Twitch and my YouTube when I'm streaming, and go ask them there.